Let's begin with a powerful truth, a fundamental concept that shapes our understanding of the world around us. Extreme weather is a fundamental expression of planetary physics, a natural consequence of the forces at play on a global scale. It's not a uniquely American phenomenon, but a shared experience across continents and cultures. From space, Earth is a swirling sphere of blue, white, and green, a breathtaking view of our home. Alive, dynamic, and driven by the sun's energy, the very engine of our planet's weather systems. This energy heats our planet unevenly, creating a complex mosaic of warm and cool zones. These temperature differences, in turn, create pressure differences, setting the stage for atmospheric motion. Nature always seeks balance, striving to equalize these differences in temperature and pressure. And that quest for equilibrium is what we experience as weather, the constant dance of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a vast ocean of air, a seemingly limitless expanse that surrounds and protects us. Constantly in motion, churned by the sun's radiant energy and the Earth's relentless rotation. Sometimes this motion is gentle, a soothing breeze rustling through the trees. Other times it unleashes the raw power of hurricanes, swirling vortexes of wind and rain, or the destructive force of tornadoes, nature's most violent storms, and the devastating impact of floods, when rivers overflow their banks and inundate the land. These are the fundamental laws of physics playing out on a planetary stage, a grand and complex performance. From space you see hurricanes as majestic spirals, elegant in their power and scale. Powered by warm oceans, these storms are steered around the globe by the high-altitude jet streams. Weather is a connected system, a web of interactions that span the globe. A puff of dust from the Sahara can travel thousands of miles, seeding storms in the Caribbean. We all live under the same sky, sharing the same atmosphere and governed by the same universal physical laws. When we ask why some places experience more extreme weather than others, it's not about assigning blame, it's about understanding the science behind it. The answer lies in geography, the distribution of energy, and the complex interplay of land, sea, and air. America's weather story is uniquely shaped by its geographic position on this restless and dynamic planet. Understanding this cosmic perspective allows us to see weather not as isolated events, but as a global, interconnected phenomenon. The fundamental forces shaping our storms are the very same ones shaping storms across the entire world. Our challenge is to approach these natural events with a spirit of understanding, not fear, to unravel their complexities. Only then can we truly appreciate the breathtaking beauty and immense power of our planet's ever-changing weather. Extreme weather is not a curse to be feared. It's a testament to the universe in constant, dynamic motion. And America's story is just one compelling chapter in Earth's grand and ongoing meteorological drama, a story written in wind, rain, and sunshine. Before we zoom in and focus specifically on the United States, let's take a moment to remember that extreme weather isn't confined by borders. It's a global experience impacting communities worldwide. Devastating typhoons relentlessly batter Southeast Asia, their intensity often fueled by the Pacific's abnormally warm waters, creating a dangerous cycle of destruction. Similarly, powerful hurricanes relentlessly strike the Gulf Coast, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Down under, Australia faces increasingly intense and prolonged heat waves, pushing ecosystems and communities to their limits. These conditions often lead to catastrophic bushfires, burning millions of acres of precious land and displacing countless animals. Across the Atlantic, Europe endures both severe floods, overwhelming infrastructure, and increasingly deadly heat waves, straining resources. The vast subcontinent of India bakes under a relentless sun, with temperatures soaring to dangerous levels, impacting vulnerable populations. In the north, Russia is frequently buried by blizzards, disrupting daily life and testing the resilience of its infrastructure. The Sahel region of Africa continues to suffer from prolonged and devastating droughts, exacerbating food insecurity and displacement. Meanwhile, Mozambique is repeatedly hit by powerful cyclones and subsequent floods, hindering development and causing immense suffering. While geography certainly plays a role, shaping each region's unique weather patterns and vulnerabilities, The reality is that no place on Earth is truly immune to the increasing impacts of extreme weather events. Therefore, the idea that extreme weather is a uniquely American phenomenon is simply and demonstrably wrong, ignoring the global scale of these challenges. Throughout history, humanity has always faced the challenges of floods, droughts, devastating storms, and raging fires. However, what's fundamentally changed in recent times is our growing ability to observe, accurately measure, and, in some limited cases, even attempt to influence these powerful natural events. The Earth's weather system is an incredibly complex and interconnected global story, and the U.S., with its diverse climate and geography, represents just one particularly eventful chapter within that larger narrative. Ultimately, extreme weather is a shared human experience that transcends national boundaries, demanding global cooperation and understanding, not isolated national perspectives. So why does the U.S. seem to get so much extreme weather? Geography. The U.S. sits in the mid-latitudes, where cold Arctic air collides with warm, moist tropical air. This battleground fuels a huge variety of storms: thunderstorms, blizzards, tornadoes. The Rockies run north-south, channeling weather systems and leaving the Great Plains exposed. No east-west mountain range blocks the clash of air masses, creating a wide-open corridor for storms. The U.S. is bordered by the cold Pacific, the warm Atlantic, and the hot Gulf of Mexico. It has a vast interior plain where these ingredients mix explosively. This unique setup makes America a crossroads for weather extremes. Geography is the recipe. The result is meteorological drama. America's weather is wild because its stage is perfectly set. America's weather is shaped by its oceans and mountains. The Pacific sends moisture east, creating rain-soaked forests and snow-packed mountains. The Atlantic spawns nor'easters and fuels hurricanes with its warm waters. The Gulf of Mexico acts like a giant pot, pumping heat and humidity northward, fuel for thunderstorms and tornadoes. The Rockies create rain shadows, drying out the Great Plains and setting the stage for instability. Dry air from the west meets moist air from the Gulf, creating the perfect conditions for violent tornadoes. Mountains and oceans aren't just scenery. They're active players in America's weather. Without these features, the U.S. would be far less dramatic. The landscape itself is a weather machine. America's extremes are written in its geography. Nature, in all its power and beauty, isn't the only force shaping America's weather patterns. Human activities, often overlooked, play a surprisingly major role in influencing the climate and the severity of weather events we experience. We build sprawling cities right in the heart of hurricane zones and construct sprawling suburbs deep within wildfire-prone forests, inadvertently increasing our vulnerability to nature's fury and the devastating consequences that follow. The relentless expansion of urban sprawl creates heat islands, trapping warmth and raising temperatures, and significantly worsens floods by paving over vital natural land that would otherwise absorb excess water. Our industrial civilization, with its insatiable appetite for energy, relentlessly pumps greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, effectively trapping heat and causing a gradual but undeniable warming of the entire planet. A warmer world, fueled by our actions, inevitably means more energy available for storms to intensify, leading to more moisture being held in the air and ultimately more intense and devastating downpours. Climate change, driven by human activity, doesn't conjure up entirely new weather phenomena, but it undeniably makes extreme weather events far more frequent and significantly more severe than in the past. The oceans, acting as a massive heat sink, absorb this extra heat, providing the fuel for hurricanes to grow stronger and more destructive. Warmer air, in turn, has the capacity to hold significantly more water vapor, inevitably leading to heavier, more intense rains and a substantially greater risk of widespread and devastating flooding. And droughts, those arid stretches of hardship, worsen as evaporation rates climb higher and higher. In essence, our collective actions are significantly amplifying the planet's already powerful natural weather machine, creating a more volatile and unpredictable climate. We're not simply passive witnesses to these unfolding events. We are active participants, deeply intertwined in the ongoing and ever-evolving story of extreme weather and its consequences. The stakes are undeniably higher now, primarily because we, through our actions, have inadvertently turned up the volume on the planet's natural weather patterns, leading to more intense and destructive events. America's extreme weather seems more dramatic for another reason: the magnifying glass effect. The US has immense infrastructure in harm's way: homes, businesses, roads, so the economic cost is staggering. Disasters here generate global headlines, amplifying the sense of catastrophe. Sophisticated monitoring and a 24/7 news cycle ensure every storm is seen and shared worldwide. High population density in at-risk areas makes events highly visible. The same storm elsewhere might cause more suffering, but less financial loss and media attention. Our perception is shaped by wealth, technology, and media, not just the weather itself. To see the bigger picture, let's look at recent global extremes. China has faced record heat waves and catastrophic floods, submerging entire cities. Pakistan's 2022 monsoon flooded a third of the country, affecting millions. Europe has seen deadly flash floods and relentless wildfires. Canada's wildfires in 2023 sent smoke across continents. Mozambique is battered by cyclones. The Horn of Africa suffers drought. Every region faces its own weather challenges, driven by a warming planet. The causes are local, but the pattern is global. Extreme weather is a worldwide reality. The increasing intensity of extreme weather is tied to a warming planet, a challenge we all share. Extra energy in the atmosphere and oceans changes the behavior of climate systems everywhere. No nation is immune. The effects cross borders and oceans. Smoke from wildfires, melting glaciers, rising seas, these are global problems. We're all passengers on spaceship Earth. Our actions affect everyone. Solutions require global cooperation, better forecasting, shared technology, and support for vulnerable communities. The laws of physics don't care about politics. We can't stop the weather, but we can build resilience and adapt. Understanding our interconnectedness is the first step. Our future depends on facing this challenge together. Our journey shows that America's extreme weather is dramatic but not unique. Geography makes the US a hotspot, but every continent faces nature's fury. Wealth and media amplify America's storms, but suffering and loss are universal. The story of extreme weather is both ancient and new, shaped by physics and now by us. Our actions have become a force of nature, loading the dice for a more volatile future. Understanding America's weather is about understanding our planet and our role in its story. We're not just observers, we are participants. The challenge ahead is global, and we face it together as one planetary community. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more science breakdowns. Stay safe and see you next time.